Russia and Ukraine continue to exchange heavy fire with long-range strikes escalating far beyond the front lines. In the latest, the Ukrainian strikes on a Russian resort village and Moscow annexed Crimea. And these are two summer destinations popular among Russian tourists, killing 6 people, according to officials. Now, it was another deadly weekend for both countries. Russian attacks on Ukraine killed at least 5 people. Swarms of drones launched overnight by Ukraine struck Russia's Belgorod region, which borders Ukraine. 6 people, including a 13-year-old girl, were killed in the attack. In a separate drone strike, 2 people were killed in Russia's Saratov region, while 3 others died after a strike targeted a car in the region, more than 1,000 kilometers from the front line. Ukrainian forces have intensified long-range strikes deep inside Russia, increasingly targeting economic and energy infrastructure in an effort to weaken Moscow's capacity to sustain its more than 4-year-long war. A Russian convoy of fuel tankers escorted by mobile fire groups was tracked and struck by Ukraine's Birds of Magyar unit. It was struck while traveling along the land logistics corridor to occupied Crimea. And the unit is a highly specialized formation dedicated to drone warfare. It was officially established as a brigade in 2024 after rapidly evolving from a unit formed back in 2022. The leader of the unit is Robert Brovdy, who's widely known by his call sign Magyar, who founded the original unit. The unit brings together skilled UAV operators, technical specialists, and support personnel, enabling it to conduct coordinated and high-impact operations across multiple sectors of the front. Now, in Ukraine, Russian strikes killed 3 people in the eastern region of Dnipropetrovsk. A separate strike destroyed a postal terminal in the northern Kyiv region, killing a postal worker. Russia has upped the ante in Ukraine, according to Ukrainian Air Force. Russia fired a record 376 missiles at Ukraine in July, which is double the total launched in June, with most targeted at Kyiv. Russia says that its forces had intercepted over 1,000 drones from Ukraine. The Russian Ministry of Defense says its forces struck Ukrainian energy and transportation infrastructure, logistics centers, and other targets. Moscow also says that Ukraine again targeted Wildberries warehouses. A new Ukrainian overnight strike targeted the warehouse belonging to the Russian e-commerce giant in the Vladimir region, about 112 miles east of Moscow. Talking of Moscow, it is apparently seeking to expose Kyiv's shortages of key defense systems as it struggles to make advances along the vast front line. Ukrainian President Zelensky has renewed his plea to Western nations to provide much-needed air defense systems to protect the country's cities and critical infrastructure from aerial attacks. Ukraine is facing a shortage of US-made interceptors. There's no denying that. And these are interceptors that Ukraine needs for its Patriots. And these Patriot air defense systems are the only systems that can bring down certain advanced ballistic missiles fired by Russia. Meanwhile, US-led talks to end the war have been effectively frozen since February, when the US and Israel launched joint strikes on Iran. However, US Secretary of State Marco Rubio believes that Washington would, in the coming weeks, seek to restart negotiations. He made the remarks in an interview on Fox News.
You're going to see some efforts over the next few weeks to see if we can't restart talks between the two sides and bring this war to an end. But we also understand that both sides have some pretty strong red lines, and until we can bring those red lines a little closer together, we're not going to be there yet. But we're ready to go, and the president's told his team, if you see an opportunity to be a force that brings about some momentum behind peace talks, let's do it.